Hey Fandom, it's me Aaron for a comic show. I'm here to talk about new comics now. There's a bunch of good books. There's two that I'm really excited about. There's others that I'm going to mention. And thanks everyone for coming out and supporting us. Last week we had just numerous awesome fun events. Nerdy Show Live kicked so much ass in here. Standing room only. It was fun. It was funny. I got slimed. I loved it. And we're going to start doing a comic show live once a month. You know, we might not hit it for August, but we'll at least do it for September, maybe August. And it's going to be great. And thanks for voting for us for the Orlando Weekly Best Of. We get the results Wednesday morning, tomorrow morning, maybe this morning if you're watching on Wednesday. And I'm really hoping we win. And thanks in advance because, you know, I heard rumor we won. So we'll see. Moving on. These are my two favorite books of the week. And I'm going to talk about them. Red Lanterns, Charles Soule, I love you. I seriously do. Like, your voice for Guy Gardner is just, you know, it's just so freaking perfect, you know, and it's not rocket surgery, all right? Guy Gardner, I mean, maybe you watched Trailer Park Boys and you got some influence from that, but if not, watch an episode of that and you'll see Ricky. But wow, this was good. All my complaints about Red Lanterns, Guy Gardner just obliviates. You know, what is this? Just rocks and a pool of blood you baptize each other in? This is stupid. You just play in a pool of blood and punch each other in the face several times. Guy Gardner comes on the scene, he's like, why do you need a leader? What are you, Green Lanterns? You're Red Lanterns, you're Rage. Let's all just rage it out. And, you know, instead of hug it out, bitch, it's rage it out, bitch. And we'll come to a consensus by raging it out. And just funny things with him and the Zox guy, the big head, you know, like a big giant testicle, and things with Bleeze where, you know, I've always complained about Bleeze looking too much like Darkstalkers. And, you know, if he would just break her wings off, you know, that would be cool. And she could just stop wearing that silly hat. But, it was just so perfect. And the dynamic between Rancor and Guy, really good. And I love Guy Gardner here. His voice is just, it already seems like he's too deep into the Red Lanterns, like too deep cover that he's become a native in one issue. But in one issue of this, the first issue was Guy Gardner characterization, showed that Charles Soule can make Guy Gardner's purpose there make sense and nail his characterization. And I loved issue 21. And you got a free red ring with that. This issue firmly sets the core, that they're a small cadre, they have a purpose now, and Guy Gardner's making that happen, and I really, really dug it. So I wasn't even reading Red Lanterns, and I loved Green Lantern before this. I read the crossovers, and I love Milligan on a bunch of stuff. Some of my favorite stuff is Milligan. You know, his Hellblazer and his Ecstatics, but I just wasn't digging Red Lanterns. And Charles Soule has turned around every complaint I had about it, completely turned around. And Guy Gardner, my favorite Green Lantern, now Red Lantern, nailed his voice. Loved it. Collider by Vertigo. Vertigo is not dead. This is the first big book of them saying, look at us. You know, sure, The Wake was crazy and sold well and everything, but that was Scott freaking Snyder that, you know, still is doing American Vampire for them. So it wasn't like this is our flag in the sand that we are relaunching Vertigo. And this is the Defy campaign. Defy physics. Defy what you're thinking about this. This is awesome stuff. Simon Oliver, who did Exterminators for them back in the day, but this is all, the laws of physics are changing, are crumbling. There's pockets of wormholes and different things and gravity stuffs. And, you know, the world's constantly in flux. There's a whole lot more tornadoes, more powerful hurricanes, you know, global warming, global cooling, climate change in general, nutty stuff. And it's essentially like Adam Strange not going to another world, but Adam Strange dealing with otherworldly, not worldly physics stuff here. And his name's Adam. I'm not saying that it was going to be an Adam Strange book, but that's kind of like my into it. It's like, hey, dude, this is Adam Strange doing awesome stuff with the FBP, the Federal Bureau of Physics. This is fun. This is really good stuff. And if you want something different, you want to defy your expectations, defy genres, it's hard to pigeonhole this book, but I'm going to be selling the hell out of it because I really liked it. And I love the art design, too. The artist, Rodriguez, is great. I really dug it. Moving on to the stuff that I liked. If I didn't mention this, the epic conclusion, people would yell at me. But if I do mention anything specific about it, people will yell at me. So let's just say I enjoyed it. The cover kind of speaks for itself, where it's Batman jumping off the symbol, a Batman jumping off the symbol, a Batman jumping off the symbol. Yes, it's might be a paradox. It might be... It's cool. You got surprise guest star. You got a lot of cool stuff. And you got your snake eating its tail type of closure that Grant Morrison is wont to do. And there is something where he could do something in the future with all of this stuff too, with the Al Ghul. So we'll see what happens, but I enjoyed it. Grant has said that people might not like it, but you get what you get with Grant Morrison. You get his vision, not what you want, and not what you expect. So you either like him or you don't. I like him. Batman Annual, this says 0 year on it. It has some 0 year stuff with the asylum and a villain and whatnot, but really you got some Batman working out some dead Damian issues in here, and that's really good. And it's Snyder, so get it, obviously. Detective I'm just mentioning because if you get Layman's Detective, you want this. This is not filler. This is actually part of his run, and you will need it. It also has some filler in the back, but it's Layman with Josh Williamson, who you might know from Ghosted, and it has a Harvey backup that was great, and Harvey Bullock, not Harvey Dent, and I really love that. Pandora is a Trinity tie-in. Yes, you can skip it. Doesn't matter, but it's good. Ray Fox is kicking ass on this, way better than I thought it was. I could have cared less about her. The first issue made me care some about her. This gives some information about the Secret Society and some information about Superman when she exposed Superman to Pandora's box skull, and she exposes a villain to the box skull, and we see what happened with each. And yeah, it has some extra clues, some extra information. It is a tie-in. It's not necessary. If you weren't going to get it, don't feel like you have to get it. But if you are knee-deep in Trinity War and you want all the clues you can get it. It was fun. And I'm just going to mention Flash real quick. The two of them, the best thing about having Barry back is the dynamic between Barry and Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. The worst thing is no Wally, but Barry and Hal have a thing that Wally and Hal never had, and I love that. And it's current, it's not some backstory, it's current, it's Hal leading the Corps, and he just comes to Earth to hang out with his friend. And, that sounds boring, but it wasn't. It was fun. If you like Flash, and it's the same writer, and if you like the Barry-Hal dynamic, you'll like it. It was good. Animal Man Annual, this is very personal, very, it's Lemire at his best, where he deals with that interpersonal stuff. And if you've read Animal Man, 4 issues or so ago, his son died, and it's basically, he blames himself, his wife blames him, and it deals with that, and it deals with all of that pathos and all of that emotion, all that raw stuff, and I loved it. And Travel Foreman is back, the original artist for this whole issue, and it was a beautiful issue. I really liked it. I started to tear up on the last couple of pages. And this juggernaut, Morrison's Animal Man, this is why Animal Man's relevant. This is why when he was a forgotten hero to remembered by Morrison, and this is Morrison's entire run on it, including the Secret Origin number 39, which he wrote about Animal Man. And it's just so classy omnibus. It's like, who makes us suffer this way? Obviously, Grant Morrison makes us suffer this way. And then it has a nice forward by him, and then just cool stuff like, I feel like I'm an actor who's wandered into the wrong play. I mean, don't we all feel like that? I feel like I walked into a movie 20 minutes into it and I don't know what's going on. Well, that's Animal Man. That there's all this crazy stuff going on in the shared DC universe, post-crisis, all this nuttiness, and he's there. And if you know anything about this run, you know it's where he meets his maker. He meets Grant Morrison in this story, and it's awesome. Yes, it's $75, so, Christmas wish list, I don't know. I ordered some just because I love it, and I'm getting one for myself, so awesome, that's mine. I already opened it. Guardians of the Galaxy, yes, Angela's in it. Neil Gaiman is not co-writing or plotting or scripting or dialoguing. Angela, as originally rumored or stated, he's a consultant. It does have good fallout from Age of Ultron. It does have good stuff of that, and it does have some good stuff of why Tony wanted to have sex with a green-skinned girl. Obviously, it's Kirk influenced. And also has another green-skinned woman in here, and it ends up with Infinity, like crosshairs of Infinity. You know a lot more about Infinity. You know a lot more of Thanos' plans and why his plans are there. If you're into Infinity, it doesn't say Infinity Prelude on here, but I would call this an Infinity Prelude. And this is the final part of Coipel's run. Coipel only did 3 issues. It's a 3-issue story arc, and so if you got the first 2, get it. I liked it. It didn't use Olivier to his best. It didn't have all the action that I like seeing him do, like big crossover crescendos. It was a lot more emotional, a lot more talking heads, but it did have a lot of action, and I dug it. So, I'm ready for more X-Men. I love Wood. Next Testament, I'm digging this. Wick, the Old Testament God. is just killing, and just killing everyone, and it's just ridiculous. I'm really, really in awe, of where this is going and how this is playing out and how fast-paced it is with this God that's the God of the Old Testament, supposedly, and he doesn't understand how humans figured out flight. He'd been locked up since, I guess, the end of the Old Testament, and so he does something about that. Invincible, you get 6 issues, including the Exercise issue 100, and some back matter of art stuff that was pretty fun. You guys know Invincible's good. It's volume 18. I just have to mention it, basically let people know it's out. But issue 100 was awesome. And Infinite Vacation is finally collected. This is Nick Spencer, the guy I love from Bedlam, that lots of people love from Morning Glories, that did that Foes of Spider-Man that I just was ecstatic about. And Ward on art, Christian Ward, it was just really awesome, really inspired artist choice. There's some photography mixed in with this, and it's basically just alternate realities for sale, jumping through alternate realities, buying alternate vacations into alternate realities, kind of like eBay. And I'm just going to say Joe Keaton's quote. Joe Keaton, writer for Glory and Marvel stuff, whatnot, but just so great. He says, "I guarantee there's no way you've read a comic quite like Infinite Vacation. Even if you're not a fan of science fiction, even if you're not a fan of comics at all, you'll like it. You'll find something to attach to, because this is not a comic about science fiction. It's a comic about you. It's a comic about the choices we make and don't make, and it's basically about the human condition, just one step into the future of where we're going. And I freaking loved it. So thanks for watching this video. I stand behind everything I suggested. Really check out Collider, and if you are at all reading any of the DC books or any of the Green Lantern books, get Red Lanterns. It's the breakout book, not just because I have a man crush on Charles Soule and Guy Gardner, but I'm telling you, the Venn diagram of my man crush on Guy Gardner and Charles Soule are starting to overlap. They're going to eclipse each other. So thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe, comment, give a thumbs up, go to our Facebook and share it there. Check out our Facebook. And, if you're local, we have Geek Trivia every Tuesday night. That's awesome. This Wednesday is the Orlando Weekly Best Of party that is invite only, but judging on how many things we win, or I might personally win, we will have a huge party open to everyone here in the comic shop at a later date. And we have improv Thursday night, and DJ Robo Rob is coming August 14th. So mark your calendar. Thanks. Bye-bye.